Wake up, you want to get wild? That's the one.
There it is. Yeah, it's nice. Talk about screaming 80s though. This is definitely a very 80s-esque watch. This gives me a Marty McFly's hat from Back to the Future.
Yeah, I think my problem is I have too many watches, guys. Just to be honest.
Fine, the truth comes out.
Yeah, let's just call it as it is. I have too many freaking watches. All right, hey everyone, welcome to the channel, the Watch Bros, and Mike here today with
Felix. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, got Felix in the house. So today we got a fun day. So it's more of a coffee talk event. We'll be talking through some G-Shocks. I know they have a huge cult following, and it's a big market. And so I figured I'd bring in some of the personal collection and try to sway Felix into possibly getting a G-Shock?
Snagging one real quick.
Yeah, man. So Felix, if you guys don't know, has the bug, right? So I know Jason's mentioned it. He's out today with some laryngitis. Thank God that he's lost his voice. So we won't hear a lot of Rolex trash talk today, right?
Finally. My goodness.
Yeah, we got to clear it up. But that's the good thing about the channel is that you always get variety. You get different opinions. It's not heavily one-sided, so you'll hear a lot about that. Stay tuned for upcoming Rolex video on why Rolex. But for today, let's do a quick wrist check, and then we'll jump into some G-Shocks, and I'll see if I can get you to pull the trigger.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, what you wearing?
So today I got my original Seiko, my first ever watch purchase. Beautiful blue dial on there, and on bracelet that it came with. It's nice.
Yeah,
I think
it's gorgeous.
The value that I paid for it. It's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've had it now for what, about a month?
About a month now, yeah.
Okay. So how many wears do you think you have on it?
I think probably out of the month that I've had it, I've worn it 18 times.
Yeah.
So 18 days or so. I still love wearing this watch when I can wear it. That's why I actually wore it today, is because I still love wearing it with the outfits that I can match it with.
Yeah.
If not, I'll wear my new watch, which I don't want to say what it is. I'll leave it for the next wrist check because it's unknown right now.
Yeah.
But that watch is slowly becoming my new favorite watch. But I don't want to be the type of person who buys a bunch of watches and just leaves the old ones and like, hey, you just bought that watch 18 days ago.
Yeah.
So that's not my type of thing. I want to make memories of every watch, and so I still love wearing this when I can.
Yeah, it's awesome. I know I fight that same battle with black dial versus blue dial.
Yeah.
I'm still like, I'm not one of those folks that I mix the black and blues together. Mm-hmm. If I have a black suit on, I rock normally a black face, white dial, I see other people doing it. No foul if you do. But yeah, it's a beautiful watch. I love the dial color.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. What are you rocking today?
Today I've got on the Skipper. So tag Hoyer Skipper.
Beautiful watch. Glass
box design, beautiful piece, and it's a new acquisition for me. Typically not a watch I'd wear a dress, but I am just so infatuated with this piece. I do wear it. And it actually does, surprisingly go well.
It does.
With dress, even with the sailcloth type strap. And
did that come with the watch? That's
yeah, it matches good.
That's a good pair.
Again, I say this all the time. I love like dial colors and combinations, and I love the contrast of all the colors on the dial. They did an outstanding job with the lugs, and there is this dial is mesmerizing. How it almost has like that curve inside the and just the sapphire on it is just, this thing's sick.
Yeah, it's a nasty watch.
Yeah.
That's a banger.
It's definitely dope. Yeah. You ready to dive into some G-Shocks and see if we can do some arm twisting?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Any certain one you want to start off with, or you want me to kind of walk through the collection with you? And
let's do this. Let's do your favorite pick.
Okay.
Right? And then when you do your favorite pick, I'll just pick the first one that I see that catches my eye.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll throw my favorite. Not has to do with price, but it is the most expensive one, which is the G-Shock. And I don't have the model number. We'll throw it up on the screen. Yeah. But it's titanium, and I like this for a couple reasons. So I like the the light airiness feeling of this. It's got a very like, again, it's just, you almost forget it's on your wrist, but it's the cold touch of metal still lets you know it's there.
Yeah.
And it is just a cool looking watch. It's got like a mauve color on it with like this dark gunite gray and silver. And I was just attracted, honestly, just the way it looks. It looks very utilitarian.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks very militant.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I was going to say that. It's like a gunner's watch.
Yeah, it does. It looks like something I'd go take to the range, right? And so, in fact, I do a lot of times when I am going out to pop off some rounds, I wear this.
Yeah.
It's just because, again,
Screams it.
Yeah. So I believe I got it for 1,600-ish, high 1,500s out the door. I think it was retailing at $17.99.
Yeah.
At the time.
Beautiful. Bluetooth.
Yeah.
You connect it to your phone. Look at that.
Yeah, you can.
Modern tech.
Yeah, it's got modern tech on it. I mean, it's not quite the Apple Watch, but I'm not that's not my cup of tea. I have one, but
yeah, this is a nice G-Shock. This is beautiful. And if this colorway isn't your type of thing, I'm sure they make this in other color options.
Yeah, they've got like digital. They have a digital, I believe a digital camo. They have one that looks like computer-ish, like a computer board.
Yeah.
They have a couple of
board.
Titanium comes. It's only a couple different colorways, but yeah, still a really cool piece.
Yeah, that's sick. A lot of these are nasty. This is a good selection of G-Shocks. I think the first one that honestly catches my eye, which is the most neutral one, this is a great one.
Yeah.
The reason being is actually the one that I'm shopping around for is the similar model as this, just different color. It's like black with the rose gold indices inside.
Yeah.
Is this the one you thought I was going to pick?
Yeah. Yeah, the Casio. So, yeah, I would agree. This was my first G-Shock, and I love it just because it's very muted. You know, like I love the monochrome type look.
Yeah.
You know, it's all gray. This is a great watch, man. I think the watch design behind this piece is really cool. And even though it looks big, it really doesn't wear very big on the wrist. I mean, you can see how thin the profile is on it. Again, another piece that's crazy light, and I really like this piece. This is probably the most wears out of all my G-Shocks.
Yeah, and it goes good with everything, especially that gray neutral color. Like you're not going to be able to mess up. Worry about what outfit you're wearing. You want to throw on a G-Shock, it's a good option for you. It looks good on the wrist.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a great piece.
I want to talk about this one.
Yeah.
So this is recent.
This is one of their new releases, and let me see if I can get the kind of the glare in there. It's got like an orange. I call it an Oakley type. It looks like Oakley frog skin lens almost.
Shades,
yeah. It was alluring because I love jelly watches, like jellyfish.
Yeah.
That are either translucent or clear, and it reminds me of being a kid in like the 80s. My dad had
as I remember.
Yeah. Like my dad had a pair of Oakley frog skins, and they were clear, but he had like a purple kind of iridium on it.
Yeah.
And it was so rad. I thought they were so rad. And this watch reminded me of that so much so that I was like, I get it. Even if I wear it like once every 2 months.
Yeah, sure.
It's still cool. It's a great, in my opinion, a great beach watch.
It's perfect beach watch.
Yeah, like just cruising around, beach weather type watch. And I thought it was rad.
This
for
would
$100
look good with your Bronco while going out to the beach. This is a little collaboration there.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is sick. Yeah, that glare is insane. And the blue, this is what a lot of videographer calls, they call the cinema look when it comes to color grading, because of the blue, which is a teal, and then the orange, which is like a very amber.
Yeah,
it has that look.
Yeah, they contrast each other really hard.
They're really good colors that contrast and complement at the same time, and they just look good. And putting that on a watch dial, that's super cool to see. Yeah, smart move on Casio. And you're not taking it away with the actual strap that it comes with, because it's it all feels cohesive and uniform together. It's a beautiful, beautiful combination.
You want to talk about the rainbow?
Yeah, that's the one I was looking at.
Yeah, dude. This thing, this did not pacify me for my desire for a Daytona rainbow. but it influenced the purchase.
Yeah.
So I love and good, bad, or indifferent. I think there's various opinions out there that the Daytona Rainbow is absolutely a stunner. It's the middle finger that Rolex throws out there because it's so different than everyone. It's kind of like the Leopard, right?
Yeah.
And this is far from it. I mean, it's literally like 0.001 of the cost of it,
and not as flashy.
Yeah, and not as it's not that. I'm not comparing to that. Influenced by, because I was like, man, rainbows can actually be cool. You know, Breitling has a rainbow in their like heritage dial. I believe it's their Super Ocean. There was a limited run.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, Moser has a rainbow on their Streamliner. Hublot has a rainbow.
Yeah, we saw that. It's one video coming up.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of folks that have it. I thought it was cool that G-Shock came out with it, especially in this series because it fits really well on the wrist. And I personally just think I only got it because of the colorway looked rad. Very few outfits that I'd pick up and be like, this looks really good with.
Yeah.
But it's funky as crap.
Yeah.
But if, hey, you know, you got a wild hair in your ass and you wake up and you want to get wild, that's the one.
There it is. Yeah, it's nice. This talk about screaming 80s though. This is definitely a very 80s-esque watch. This gives me a Marty McFly's hat from Back to the Future.
Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, and you can't really see with it, but like the numbers are like reddish. They're like pinkish.
Yeah, got a pink tone that matches
the outside lettering. So that's super cool. They've thought of a lot. This is a lot of watch for your money, really, at the end of the day. And it's nice if you like something funky and unique.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? Like high-end exhaust.
Oh,
when they do the weld lines and they're like,
it has that rainbow look. Yeah, I could definitely see that. So that's maybe what this watch is for, a welder watch, you know?
Yeah.
You're out there, you need to keep time of your welding. This might be the pick for you.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
I'll say least attention watches would probably be this. This was for some reason this just feels like Baywatch, like David Hasselhoff would wear this.
I could see that.
It's screams very emergency. I think it's cool, so I'm not knocking. You can see that there's zero wear in comparisons to this one when you look at it. Like this is kind of starting to.
You've definitely worn that.
Not really patina, but wear out some. This also is a cool beach watch. If I was a lifeguard, I would wear this.
Yeah.
A lot. I've wore it twice, and I've had it for 2 years, 3 years, something like that. But that doesn't mean that I don't like it. I do like, I call them banana watches just because they're, obviously the color.
Bright yellow.
It's just, I think my problem is I have too many watches, guys, just to be honest.
The truth comes out.
Let's just call it as it is. I have too many freaking watches, and I try to give each one appropriate attention on the wrist. And I honestly, I've done a great job. I will give myself some accolades at slimming down the collection. I have tapered off about 20 pieces. And Jason gave me so much crap for a while. Now he's in that boat.
Yeah.
And so he's always like, man, you need to get a more curated collection.
Yeah,
he tries to hit me with the curated. I'm like, dude, shut up. But so I need to slim it down some more. But I'm not gonna like. You're not gonna break even on a G-Shock that's worn.
No.
So just keep it. Who cares?
Exactly. Why even?
If it's a dust collector, whatever.
At the end of the day, it's like you give it to your kids, give it, to a family, whatever. It doesn't matter.
If you wear it once, you got once, twice.
You got your value out of it.
Yeah.
This is cool. It gives me Pikachu vibes.
Pikachu. That's it, dude. That's
the G-Shock Pikachu version.
Yeah. The Pikachu. I got this. I don't know why.
You just decided to get it?
I think I was bored one day. I was just like, I had the disease that you have now.
Oh, you had the bug.
Yeah, and so I was like, why not just spend some money on a watch that you're going to wear a couple times? No, I thought the deep teal was cool.
And it's an LCD screen.
Yeah.
So it's not like a regular digital screen.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. And so I got this piece, and Yeah, wore it a couple times. Probably same story as half the other ones, but
is this real glass too on the display here? It looks like real. It could be plastic, but it looks like glass. That has to be glass.
Maybe
you
so.
feel it.
Yeah.
I want to compare this Casio.
The weight? I think it's glass.
Glass LCD display. Meaning that you could see it way better than any other watch that is on this tray right now. Which is why I think when I first looked at it, I was like, "What is happening here?" But that's cool.
Yeah, but it's got some a bunch of techie features. This one's a little more tech, similar to the titanium.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the other thing, I'm a sucker for a good deal.
Mm-hmm. And so you got a good deal on this one.
I got a killer deal. I got it at like 50% of what they were running retail.
Yeah.
Like how do you say no to that?
Yeah, that's a banger of a watch. Definitely very. This is unique, but it's it's meant for a lot of people too at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, it fits a big mold of folks, but
yeah.
And then last but not least, I've got the true OG jellyfish. You can see this one has been worn a bunch. And they do start to
yellow after a while.
They yellow out. I wonder. I watch all those sneaker renewal videos. Mm-hmm. I'm infatuated with them. Yeah. I love them scrubbing them, and then they put that gel, and then they wrap it with Saran wrap and stick it under UV light. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go buy all that stuff because I could just buy a brand new one. But I wonder if I found somebody that did that, would it renew this?
I used to do a lot of that, and a lot of the main component in a lot of that stuff is just acetone, so nail polish remover.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if you were to be careful, I always test everything because of the type of material it is. But if you were to put acetone on like a napkin, like soak it, wrap it, and then let it put it out in sunlight somewhere, and then it should get rid of the yellowing. Yeah. That is if you care about it. Other people say it adds character sometimes, so.
Yeah. I kind of appreciate the yellowing.
Yeah, I think it looks good for this. For shoes, like it's a different beast. But
it's like a surf watch.
Yeah, for
Once
sure.
it starts to yellow.
Yeah. And you can tell it has some wear and some history behind it.
Yeah, it says the dudes wore this.
Yeah.
The guys wore this watch, unlike a few of the others. But yeah, when I got it, it was super sick. It was just like that. It was like crystal clear.
Yeah, this is nice. This is also like a very good all-around watch. Like I could see a lot of people, all types of sexes, wearing this watch.
Yeah.
Whether male, female, whether you're in high school, college, going out to the beach as a businessman, doesn't matter.
Really, this whole line, like all of the G-Shocks, I would say, are super unisex.
They're solid.
Yeah, I see ladies wearing the Casios all the time, and they have some pretty dope rainbow versions of those where they're custom.
I've seen the not a custom one, but I've seen almost like this same exact watch with rainbow indices. Jason tried to make me buy it, actually. It's on the first episode of me picking out watches.
Yeah. So that's the collection. So here's the big question, right? So you had the opportunity to look at seven G-Shocks. Technically, you've had the opportunity to look at 3 G-Shocks. When you really look at this, these are all the same watch. Just different material. This one's different. These are the same watch. And so saying that, and you pretty much, with the exception of this cat, can stay under that $200 range with every one of these. Mm-hmm. Do you see your disease influencing yourself enough to go get a G-Shock for one of your in the future?
My top 2 choices, if I were to pick any G-Shock to buy, and I'll go with first to second. This would be my first. Something like this.
Yeah.
Nice neutral. I'd probably get it in black, and I just like black on the wrist. It looks good.
Same thing, black on black on black.
Same thing, black on black.
So just ghost it out.
Yeah, I think that would be a beautiful watch to wear. And also, I wouldn't be worried about dinging it, scratching it. It is what it is. And then this would be my second pick.
Same model?
Maybe not the same model. Or maybe I would get the same model just to have some diversity, between my 2 G-Shocks, theoretically.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the best move to make because you never know when you want to go with a different case, shape, design. But this watch is nasty. And I might snag it before the end of the summer. We'll see. Or I might wait it out. a couple months just so I can keep saving money. And but the good thing about all these G-Shocks is you're really not breaking the bank unless you're in high school.
Yeah,
this is everything for you.
Yeah, and they've got such a diverse collection. You can even get over to like the John Mayer G-Shock, which is cool.
Yeah.
Bigger. All these obviously are similar because I like smaller watches on my wrist. I don't have the real estate to hold a huge watch.
Hublot side or like Richard Mille size G-Shock.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like on my wrist personally, they start feeling Flava Flav. They get big quick. So yeah, man. Great collection. I think that it's not overly diverse. I'd say diverse in coloration.
Yeah.
But you like what you like.
Yeah, and I will admit I do have a G-Shock sitting right now on my Amazon cart as saved for later.
Which one?
It's very similar to this one, but it's black with the rose gold like indices. That will probably be my next just smaller watch purchase before I save up for my next bigger purchase. I don't want to spoil what I got before, but that was already a big jump up from my first ever watch purchase. So we're saving up so that I can go into the more 1,000 plus.
So let's share real quick. So we're speaking to that because we talked about these. I think the episode's somewhat blended. It's G-Shocks, but also like the understanding the mind of a new collector. We could probably even label it that. How do I poison your mind and influence you to buy more at the same time tell you to quit buying?
Exactly.
So let me ask the question. So we talked about this yesterday. Mm-hmm. You do want to save up and you do have some thought. And I think we even broke it down to like what you need to save per month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what is that? What is your large purchase? I'm gonna bring out some muscle when I'm ready.
Yeah.
And then walk through your thought process on how you're gonna get there.
So I think the big boy watch purchase, my really big boy heavy purchase which is not a heavy hitter by any means, but it's a solid watch, is what we talked about yesterday, is a Rolex Air King. Big fan of that watch. I think it's beautiful. It's understated, but also unique. You don't see them. I've never seen one in person.
No.
And yes, it's Rolex. Great. It's good. It's going to be recognizable on the wrist. And also the fact that it's an Air King. I think I just love the green accents on it, right? With the second hand.
Only watch that says Rolex in green.
In green.
Only one that has a yellow crown on it.
Yeah.
And like you said, you don't see a lot of them in the wild. So I think it's good. It's a great purchase.
Yeah.
And, I think when you say, big muscle purchase, it's relevant to who you are and where you're at in your journey of collections.
Exactly.
So always remember that. Like the best piece of advice I can give anybody is that yes, we'll show $200,000 watches on the channel, but we're also here to show you $200 watches.
Yeah.
And so no matter where you're at, you can appreciate your timepiece. You have the love for the art and collection of watches. And then again, like nobody starts out ripping off $150,000 watches.
Right. Right.
Nobody honestly starts out ripping off $10,000 watches.
Yep.
Like, hey, let me come out of the gate and knock down, 4 or 5 $10,000 purchases.
Unless you're like Ronaldo's son, who was like over $350,000.
That kid,
4 watches, by the way.
Yeah, like
that's insane.
His collection. So I see him on IG, and I've got to appreciate it. That's awesome.
Good for him and the family.
Yeah. I can't. I'm never gonna hate on somebody for, and I don't care what age they are. I think the Kardashians' kid. Like one of them found their kid's watch in their purse.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is such a. I don't even remember because I don't watch the show, but like I remember seeing the Instagram post, and I was like, dude, must be nice to lose a Rolex in your purse that's for your child that's wrist is
just happened to be in there
like 2 inches.
That's how I treat my A91W. I just give it to my kid, and that's how they treat a Rolex. They're just like, oh, we left it out. Sorry, on the table.
Whoops.
Oops.
Yeah, I think I bought my girls Shark watches, or I bought one of them a Shark watch, and she likes it. She wears it, but it's not the same for everybody.
For sure.
And you know how it is. You think about beforehand, before you even were in the watch world.
Watches.
Yeah.
It's just you just have a watch on your wrist, you know. It's really these are still all tools and they all work, but when you start appreciating watches, it becomes a different level, you know.
Yeah.
You see watches in a new light,
right?
You didn't before.
Yeah.
By the way, shark watches, they're big right now for a lot of females. I have all my female friends
they're $40.
Them. Yeah, they're like very beachy, so it's perfect for this area.
So you can actually get lower than this in price.
Yeah.
So and honestly, there are. I don't think I have it in here. No, I have a Timex in here, but like you can get. Oh, by the way, you haven't seen that. That's the Timex Batman.
Nice! Look at that.
That bracelet's rad.
We were just talking about this, Jason and I, about the like if I really wanted a Pepsi, I would buy a Timex Pepsi because they make a Pepsi version.
Yeah, I mean that's it. Like it's
and this is the Batman. It's cool.
Yeah, it was $200, I think.
Yeah, this is the newer bracelet too that they've
it pulls the shit out of the hairs on your arm.
Really?
Yeah. So this episode has gone all over the place, but if you are like looking at, you know, all different lines, Timex, I love that watch, but like if you've got you know, a lot of hair on your arms,
this is the one watch you might need to shave.
Yeah, you shave the watch line in your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah, that's a nice watch.
But yeah. So moral of the story: a lot of watches out there. You've got world timers that you can get for $20.
Yeah.
You know, Casio makes a bunch of a good entry level watches. And by the way, I think 007, that was one of the watches that he wore for a while.
Yeah.
Outside of like your Omegas, but
yeah,
it's fun, man.
Yeah.
I love the hobby. I love the thrill of the hunt. I think is fun too.
Yeah, it's fun.
Letting it sit on you, like landing on, I want to buy this, and then walking through the progression of looking for one. If you're going to go on the gray market, you know, if they're not these, it's not even worth really trying to go gray on.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
go retail.
You'll end up getting something like this and saving $20. Just go buy it new.
It's like, why?
Yeah, but like, you know, for like an Air King, you can. You know, you can go through those progressions. You know how much is it a month that you need to save over the next 12 months?
$920. We'll run it up. $920.
$920 you need to save a month. So
yeah, I'm hoping to. Hopefully, I don't know if I'm on the list yet, but I will be. Either by the end of
You're on the
list.
list.
Oh, okay, good.
She mentally marked you on the list.
Good.
Yeah.
So she recognizes next time we get an Air King, Felix is the first person I'm going to call. Of course.
We took our AD to lunch, and you'll see some future videos on why. But we had to pause her and be like, hey, Felix needs to jump on the list.
Yeah, I want to be on it. She said give or take, it'd take about a year or so. So hopefully a year from now, I'll have a Rolex Air King on my wrist.
Do you think you'll be served with a divorce?
Either by then, which means that I can definitely buy the watch.
Yeah.
Or if not, we're going to have a very big episode on why your wife tells you not to buy a watch.
We should here it is. Live. We should bring your wife with us.
Oh man.
And don't let her know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then I want to see her face. Let's zoom in to what her face is when she's like, okay, here is your $7,800?
Yeah.
Here's your $7,800 plus tax bill.
She's like, this is a car. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, don't worry about it. It's a deductible.
Yeah, you know, it's a deductible.
We're pulling it from the YouTube channels. Like, you know, we're taxing it out correctly.
Yeah. Are you doing girl math on the show?
I also get to justify.
Yeah, that's dude math, right?
Yeah.
Dude division. But so that would be a cool episode.
That would be so funny.
Yeah. I just want to see her face. I mean,
she would definitely be like, okay, you're doing this, huh? And she'd think it'd be like a prank, and then I'd walk out with the watch.
Yeah,
like, that's serious.
No, seriously, it's going on the wrist. We're not reselling it.
Nope, this is mine.
In all sincerity, I think all three of our wives are good sports as it relates to it.
As much as they can be.
Yeah, like I think deservingly so.
Yeah.
You know, as collectors, we take crap. You know,
100%.
I know walking into it when I walk in with the new watch. I told her I was going down to look at this. I'm gonna look at it.
They lent it to me.
I spend weeks prepping for a purchase. I'm like, hey, I think they can get this special watch in.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta like script it out in your head what you're gonna say next.
Yeah.
You know.
No, and I can go just straight up buy it on the gray and.
Okay, how much was it? How much was it?
They gave it to me.
And so I walked through these stages, and then finally I'm like, hey, they got it in for me. I feel special about it. I'm going to look at it.
Yeah.
And I walked in. She goes, did you get the watch? And I was like, well, yeah, I couldn't turn it down. So, yeah.
Oh, man. I love how that's a common thing. If you're married and you're into watches, that's like, that's going to happen to you regardless. That's so funny.
So, ladies, moral of the story is we appreciate you. And ladies, if you're a collector and your husband's not, hopefully they watch the channel and they get the disease so y'all can have something in common. But
there you go. You never know. Never know.
Awesome. Well, that will wrap us up for this episode. We appreciate you watching. This one was obviously more of a coffee talk and discussion about, again, G-Shocks, new collectors, and some thoughts there. And we'll continue to bring a smorgasbord of different, a variety of different stuff for the channel.
Yeah.
But appreciate it. Until next time.